the host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another live edition of Aaron's Hour. That's right, coast to coast, baby. That's right. I'm coming to you from Virginia Beach, my home studio, which for right now is temporary because my wife wants me out of the house and into an own studio so she gets the walls back. So with that, I want to thank you all for joining us. I have a great show today. Come on in and just grab that right there. Thank you. We have a great show today. As always, I want to thank everybody from last week's show. My return to the air last week got me almost 60,000 views in the week so far. Thank you very much for making me welcome back on the air in my new home here in Virginia Beach. Now, back in Las Vegas, of course, is my man, the man who runs the shop from a distance, Mr. John JPEG Styles is going to be along for the ride. He's back there ready to push the buttons. And, see, there he is. See, come and gone. There you go. Now, my guest today, I'll bring him in a few minutes. However, I will share this. His name is Clarence Khalil Neely. He was suggested that I reach out to from a mutual friend of ours. You talk about a small world. Keita Williams. I used to work with her back there in Vegas for a short time. I put out there that I'm moving. She says, hey, when you get out there, you need to reach out to my friend. And, you know, he's been in the entertainment industry, music industry. He's an entrepreneur. And I said, well, all right, I'll do that. So I sent him a message. And the next thing I know, about a week later, we get together. We sat and talked for about 2.5 hours or so. And tell you what, one of the best connections I've made in a quick amount of time in any location I've ever been in. We'll learn more about Clarence because he's got a great background. I can't wait for him to share his background with you all. Plus, also, we'll get into some stuff about Virginia Beach and his experience here, his background. So we're going to start sharing this coast-to-coast stuff. But real quickly, John, if you pop on there. How you doing? How's your week been?
Excellent. Outstanding. We had got a little rain the other day. I think we got almost 0.2 of an inch.
Stop spitting outside. I told you.
Yeah, I just thought you might enjoy that since you missed it. So.
Oh, I missed it. Okay. I wish I could bottle it up and send you some, to be honest with you.
No, thanks.
No, you don't want any?
Actually, yeah, I guess we'd take it, but I'm not sure we could afford the shipping.
No, that's very true. Very true. Well, listen, another rainy day today. Temperatures in the low 80s here. We had heat indexes that would take us all the way up to over about 105, 109.
Wow.
But things for us here is cooling down for sure. All right, You know what we'll do, John? Since we have Clarence in the wings, let's get started with Vegas Wrap 2.0 right now.
With a nod to the past and an eye to the future, here is Aaron Phillips with Vegas Unwrapped 2.0.
All right, that's right. Vegas Unwrapped 2.0. Now, where it is coast to coast, because of course, as always, you know, the roots being back there and everything, I'm always staying on top of Vegas. Look, if you guys didn't watch Kiwanis Connects yesterday, I had Melissa Atwell, who we'll hear from later. She runs an organization called the Mental Health Moment. She's from Vegas, baby. You don't forget where your roots are. You don't forget, not at all. You just always end up doing what we have to do. But with that, as always, I know one of the best pieces of news people like to have is how many winners do we have in Las Vegas? Well, guess what? Recently, as last Sunday, a visitor at the Las Vegas Strip is going back home with nearly $2 million. That's right, $2 million. Sunday, officials said this international visitor is playing Buffalo Power Play slots at the Encore. Play it again, Sham. That's right. Around 1:44 a.m., the bet. John, how much do you think this individual might have bet to win nearly $2 million on that machine?
$3.
A little more. Would you believe?
$6.
This person spent $60 to win nearly $2 million, which always begs my question. 60 this time, but how much did the person really put in over the course of visitation?
I'll bet you he didn't put in $2 million.
No, I'm sure he better be on the plus side of the ledger. That's for darn sure. So congratulations to that person. But all in all, keep coming back because we'd love to get Vegas would love to get some of that back because after all, it does help the economy.
See, you can take the man out of Vegas, but you can't take the Vegas out of the man, right?
Not at all, baby. 27 years of my roots there, man. It's hard to give up. Hey, you, since the studio and where you personally live, how far is Nellis Air Force Base for you? Actually, Clarence might appreciate this story too. Hello, Frank. Hey, Frankie. Good to see you, buddy.
From the studio, about
Nellis.
6 or 7 miles.
All right.
And from my house, maybe 3.5 to 4.
Okay. Well, you know what happens every year, right?
Red flag?
Red flag. Let's bring Clarence in. My guest, Clarence Neely, is going to jump on here because he is former. Look at those shades. You're looking dapper, dude. Good morning. How you doing?
Thank you. Man, I tell you, what an honor to be with you guys today.
Well, thank you for taking the time. And thank you, Frank. Good to see you, too. Now that I'm on the East Coast with you guys, let me know when the movie's coming out this way, dude. We'll make stuff happen.
Okay, man.
So are you familiar with, I'm sure you're familiar with the red flag operations and practices basically that happen at Nellis Air Force Base in Vegas?
Yeah, a little bit.
Little
you
bit?
know, I did some training out there years
Okay.
ago.
Well, they have an annual training event called the Red Flag Exercises. This year, they've issued a noise advisory by the U.S. Air Force for the Monday launch of Red Flag, which will run July 22nd, which is Monday, through August 2nd. Nearly 150 military aircraft are scheduled to take off twice a day from Nellis Air Force Base. Okay. This will involve about 2,000 participants from the U.S. Air Force, U.S. Space Force, U.S. Marine Corps, U.S. Navy, and Air National Guard. Let's see. So what they do is Nellis has hosted the Red Flag exercise since 1975, providing air crews the experience of multiple intensive air combat in a safety training environment. They have to be prepared to stay up in the air for up to 5 hours at a time. According to Nellis, their releases, this is the cool part. Here's your tie to Virginia for this. The first fighter wing from Langley Air Force Base here in Virginia will serve as the core wing as all the units participate in complex mission scenarios against aggressive forces. The Air Force's premier military training area, Nellis Air Force Base in North Las Vegas, has more than 12,000 square miles of airspace and 2.9 million acres of land in North Las Vegas to hold these exercises. So it's a great training ground. So everybody that's out that way, just batten down your dishes, get those earplugs in, because when those fighter jets fly over, not only is it a great sight to see, but the hearing and the noise gets a little quirky. So
and hey, Aaron, just for those of you who don't know, the movie Top Gun
yes,
was actually based on the Red Flag exercises out at Nellis.
oh,
Because if you remember, it was a training exercise
Yeah.
that they started out and blah blah blah.
right.
Well, that's where that basically came from, was the Red Flag. So
See, there you go. You learn something new every day. John is not just a guy who pushes buttons; he educates too.
Yeah.
We had some notable entertainers. You've been in the entertainment industry a long time, a lot on the music side when we talked, but the industry as a whole. Did you ever have a chance to see Bob Newhart or hear his records, or because we lost Bob Newhart this week at the age of 94? What are your thoughts on that?
Unfortunately, I never got a chance to work with Bob Newhart, but I was a big fan of his.
He because of XM Sirius Radio and on the Comedy Legends channel, you get to hear a lot of his work that he did as the driving instructor, a skit that he did with the new driver. What is it? He's an airplane. The radar guys. Watch the planes come in and out.
Right.
Talking about he's noticing security guard seeing King Kong climb the Empire. I mean, it's hilarious. In a lot of great comedy teams like Abbott and Costello, Martin and Lewis, you have the funny guy and you have the straight guy. Well, Bob Newhart was both in the same body, right? He was as straight as you come, but as funny as all get out.
Yeah, he was pretty funny. He definitely was pretty funny.
TV
That's
shows, right? The Bob Newhart Show, of course, noted. And he's only won one Emmy in his entire career, and that was back as a guest star in 2013 on The Big Bang Theory. And he won an Emmy for that. He's won a lot of awards for his comedy albums back in the day. For all you youngsters out there, comedians actually used to cut albums thus like musicians do and bands do, of their comedy routines. And so Bob Newhart, he actually last appeared in Las Vegas back in 2016 at the Smith Center. So if you want to learn more about Bob Newhart, you can search him for sure on Google and find him out. John?
Yeah, my favorite gig that he did was the psychiatrist, where he plays the psychiatrist. He's sitting at the desk. The patient comes in and tells him, blah, 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 this, or I have this fear, whatever. And he just says, and they say, well, what should I do? And he goes, stop it.
Yeah.
And you go, what? He goes, just stop it. Don't do that. Stop it.
Exactly. That was the Bob Newhart show.
Wow.
It was great. Absolutely was. All right, now we're going to go coast to coast. It's now time to switch gears just a little bit. I want to share some more Virginia Beach information. This is where we get the coast to coast level. First, Vegas, now Virginia, Vegas, Virginia. Now, everybody's saying how hot it is back in Vegas, and John can attest to that. But of course, out here, we have something called the ocean or bay. Both, actually. Yes, you're right. The Chesapeake Bay, which tends to be a little warmer than the Atlantic Ocean. We were out there yesterday. Water was very choppy out at the bay. We were there on Tuesday, and it was like glass. It was the water was great. Yesterday was very choppy, but the ocean temperatures, in case anybody's wondering, I literally just saw this morning and thought it'd be a great piece of information. In January, the average water temperature is about 52 degrees. It dips to its coldest in February to about 50 degrees. However, July and August, the ocean ties at about 79 degrees for the warmest temps during the 12-month period. And then going back down into December, it drops back down to 57 degrees. So I got spoiled out there in Vegas. Pools got up to 85 degrees. Lake Havasu, it was walk-inable. You didn't even think twice about it being cold. So I have to readjust to these temperatures out here, Khalil.
Yeah. We all do.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So before we get into some more of this, why don't you share a little bit with my audience, just a little bit about your background and what brought you to the Virginia Beach area?
Well, great question. I'm a Coast Guard veteran, spent 20 years in the Coast Guard. And this is where I landed first, was in Portsmouth, Virginia at the Coast Guard. Back then it was called the Coast Guard Support Center. Now it's called Base Portsmouth. That was in 1976. And been here ever since, did a couple operations in Miami. I was a recruiter in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I retired in Yorktown, Virginia, where our Maritime Law Enforcement Academy was, which I was an instructor. So there I taught maritime law enforcement as well as boat operations, small boat operations.
So you pretty much got out here because of the job and relocation for being in the military and everything, right?
Exactly. And I loved it. So I stayed here after retirement. I stayed here and went into the entertainment business. I didn't want to knock down doors and bust drugs anymore. I wanted to do something different. And so I choose the entertainment industry. I am a musician. So I, as a teenager, and I, played in bands and things like that. So I got a chance to experience what it's like to be behind the scenes in the entertainment industry. So that was like a second career to me. So I got into marketing, promotions, and public relations.
And we'll get into some more of the boating businesses that you have, which of course is always fun for when I want to come to Virginia Beach and they're looking for something to do. Clarence also listen, Clarence is an entrepreneur, folks.
Yes.
A couple of businesses. He's got a restaurant. He's got his own radio show, which we'll talk about. And between you, me, and John, nobody else is listening right now. Clarence and I have also talked about collaborating on a project together, which hopefully you'll be hearing more about soon. We'll just say, let's just leave it this way. IMA.
IMA. Yeah, exactly. IMA. Yeah,
IMA. Definitely. So there'll be more coming, but that collaboration is intended to help both influencers and businesses to grow both. So we'll just leave it at there. We have some ideas.
Kind of like a liaison.
Exactly. So if you want to grow your business, or if you're an influencer who wants to grow their audience, you need to pay attention to social media real soon. Clarence and I would love to talk with you about those desires. But so let me ask you this. What's been the biggest thing you've seen change in Virginia Beach over the years since you've been here to today, both positive and or negative? What are some of the changes that kind of strike you?
Well, Virginia Beach is a very young city. It's not that old at all. I mean, it's under 70 years old. And when I first got stationed here, we had the Dome. We've had, the oceanfront. Oceanfront's been a friend of mine ever since I've been here. I grew up on the Jersey Shore, so I automatically adapted right away to Virginia Beach, to Virginia Shore, and it has some similarities because I'm a surfer. Matter of fact, I was out yesterday. Because you said it was choppy. Yeah, there's some good waves yesterday.
Well, sure.
Yeah, but so I adapted very quickly. What I have seen change is a lot of things have changed in terms of business for minority businesses. I mean, we've grown tremendously here in Virginia Beach area. All my businesses are based here in Virginia Beach. The Coastal Concepts Agency, we're right here in what we call Town Center. And underneath that, we produce, like you said, a radio show. We do the content management for TV show, Poolside Cooking, the #1 TV show in the area here right now. And also our radio show. Matter of fact, I just got a text yesterday that we're getting another award on August 3rd. I would love for you to be there, Aaron.
Send me the details. Absolutely.
Slover Library in Norfolk, Virginia.
Okay.
Well,
did you get that award after I appeared on your show last week? I'm just
probably.
curious.
You know what? That could be what it is, because I just got the text and email yesterday, and they sent me the flyer for it, and I'm really honored. This will be our 5th award on radio and television.
Right on.
So, all the hard work literally pays off.
Absolutely.
And, this is what I tell people all the time. You have to really be dedicated to your passion. You have to be dedicated to your passion, and that comes with. And Aaron, you could probably vouch for this. That comes with a lot of sacrifice.
Oh yeah.
A lot of time away from home, a lot of time away from the wife, a lot of time away from the kids, but it's all in pursuit of your passion. And so we did that, and then now we both have #1 radio show and #1 TV show in the area. And, so to answer your question, I think that's one of the things that changed in Virginia Beach is the fact that a lot of minorities, including Pharrell Williams, who's doing major things here. He has Something in the Water, a very, very huge music festival that takes place here every year. He's building a surf park on the 19th Street area where the old Dome used to be. Sure. And I can't wait for that. Oh, man, I'm so excited about that. They're going to have a concert venue there, condos, shopping area. It's just going to be an amazing place. So to be honest with you, Virginia Beach has actually grown. We have a mayor race coming up. Our mayor here, Bobby Dyer, great guy. He does a lot of good things for the city. Our city council is absolutely amazing. Chris Taylor, Hutch, Josh Schulman, Sabrina Wooten, Amelia Hammond-Ross, Jennifer Rouse. Amazing. Mike Bellucci, amazing city council. I mean, there's nothing in this area. If you have a problem, you can't go to them and get it fixed. Well, every city council person I know gets things fixed here in Virginia Beach.
Yeah. So, last week I had an opportunity to eavesdrop on when the mayor was on with you before I came with you on that Friday. So I got to listen to him a little bit. Very charismatic, very smart individual, and hopefully I'll have a chance to meet him and maybe get him on this show as well. Yeah. Folks, we're going to step aside for our first break. I got to pay some bills to keep the show on the air. When we come back, more with Clarence. I've got some more news and happenings going on here in the Virginia area, and I just received a message on Facebook from an entertainer back there in Vegas. He's got an event coming up, which I'll share in a bit. Don't go anywhere. Aaron's Hour, coast to coast. We'll be right back.
Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you stressed? Remember to take a moment for your mental health. At the Mental Health Moment, we believe in the power of self-care and community support. Our mission is to encourage and empower individuals across generations to prioritize their mental well-being. Through community, awareness, resources, and education, or CARE, we're here to support you every step of the way. Join us at the Mental Health Movement. Visit our website, thementalhealthmoment.org, or follow us on our social media platforms, because your mental health matters. Remember, take a moment for your mental health.
Hi, my name is Edgar Alejandro. I'm the co-founder of Rising Again Productions. So we've been here in Vegas producing films for the past couple of years, and we've seen our fair share of studios. We've worked in our fair share of studios, and to be honest, WWDBTV has been our favorite by far. John is so welcoming. The space is wonderful. It's perfect for what we need. We've had rehearsals here. We've had callbacks here. We've had table reads here. So if you're a Vegas creative, or really just a creative coming into Vegas, definitely check out this space. Chat with John. I think you'll find that this studio has everything that you'll need as well.
All right, welcome back. That's right, WWDB-TV. By the way, thank you for watching us on Facebook. You've got the show page, Aaron's Hour Show. You got WWDB-TV Las Vegas Facebook page. Same two channels on YouTube. If you like YouTube, that's okay. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can still put comments in there. We will see them. Don't you worry about that. And in a couple of days, if you got Roku, and if you don't, you really should download it, because then you can find the WWDB TV channel on Roku, download it, and you will have a plethora of shows to watch, not only all my shows, but also all the other great shows, including some new ones in the hopper. Check it out, and it's okay if you miss it live, because you can go back and rewatch it. Now, let's see if the phone lines work. Hopefully, John paid the phone line this week, 702-992-3207. Give us a call. Say hello. Doesn't matter. Talk to Clarence. Ask a question. Whatever you got, we're here for you. Now, as I promised, I received this message just now from Joey Mazzoni. 8 p.m., August 2nd, True Grit free show down at the Bonfire, 610 East Naples Drive, Las Vegas 89119. True Grit is his show, so check it out. Yeah, just tell him Aaron sent you, and I don't know, maybe he'll give you a pat on the back or something. I don't know. I'm doing it because I was a favor, and that's what I'd like to do, is to help everybody and go from there. All right, let's get back to it while I'm bringing my show page back up here on my phone so I can manage and watch the messages. All right, so did you know, Mr. Clarence, that the Virginia Zoo does a popular adult night for 21 and over? Are you familiar with that event, sir?
I'm absolutely familiar with it.
So,
I'm a big fan of the aquarium. As a matter of fact, I haven't been there this year yet. Hopefully my wife hears us in here in the interview, and I can say, wink, wink, let's go to the aquarium.
well, let the four of us go, because we haven't obviously been there yet. My wife, your wife, the two of us. Let's have a good time.
Oh, yeah, you're going to love it, man. That'll be great. That'll be a great date night.
All right.
Or date day.
So Saturday, July 27th from 5 to 8 p.m. This is an adult night. Attendees get after-hours zoo access and can enjoy a variety of activities like slip and slide bounce houses, lawn games, DJ dance party, and a splash zone, train rides on the Virginia Zoo Express, food trucks, variety of alcoholic beverages, including alcoholic ices. Big Ugly Brewing and Water's Edge Winery will provide free beer and wine samples to its guests. You can get a full pour if you want to for extra. Member tickets of the zoo, if you're a member of the zoo organization and supporter, it's $22 for a ticket. Non-members like me, it's $37. You can go to virginiazoo.org/event/adult-night. Okay? So, John, by the way, I noticed something that Clarence mentioned about how old Virginia is. So, John, I hate to point out the obvious, but you're older than Virginia Beach. Just thought I'd clarify. Now,
wow. We're all almost older than Virginia Beach.
Not this guy. I'm the young one.
You're right. You're the young guy. Okay.
I'm the young one.
I just turned 67, so I'm getting close.
There you go. But John, yeah, he's older than Virginia Beach. Have you ever heard of the Witch of Pungo folklore?
Yeah. You
have. You've heard. So what have you heard about that?
Read. Very interesting.
Tell me about that.
I don't know much about it, but I know that's why they named Witch Duck Road, because of the witches back in the day.
Yes.
But it's a very good read. There's a lot of good history here. It's a lot of interesting history
Absolutely.
here in Virginia Beach. Where I go boating a lot is First Landing Beach, which was where some of the first ships landed.
Yep.
Right here. Well, as you know, Cape Henry is the first place you come to when you get to Virginia Beach, and a lot of the ships, the sailing ships, stopped here first in Virginia
Right.
Beach, and then went on up into the James River, what we know now as the James River.
Right.
And this is where a lot of the lot of stuff started here.
Absolutely. I'm glad you answered. I one of the streets I turn off of the 264 is Witch Duck to get to my house.
Mm-hmm.
And we just laugh at the name because it's like that woodchuck joke. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? How much witch can a witch chuck, duck, whatever.
Right. It's a tongue twister.
Yeah, exactly. So for those who don't know, Grace Sherwood, the Witch of Pungo, since she was ducked in the Lynnhaven Bay during her witchcraft trial in 1706. As the story goes, she floated on the water rather than sinking, proving her guilt of being a witch. She spent 7 years in jail before returning to her home. Now, why do I bring this up? Because later today, Virginia Beach Public Library hosts a series called Author Talks. And with this one, Virginia Beach native Scott Moore, who's a professor of history at Eastern Connecticut State University and the author of The Witch of Pungo, Grace Sherwood in Virginia History and Culture, which was published this year by the University of Virginia Press. P.S. Moore will speak today from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Myra E. Oberndorf Central Library at 5 to 6:45. And then on Tuesday, the 23rd, he will be at the Princess Anne Library. So both events are free, open to adults and teens from grades 9 and up. Got to be at least a freshman in high school. You can go to VBPL, Vegas Beach Public Library, vbpl.librarymarket.com/events/upcoming. So if you want to learn more about that. All right. So let's bring things more into focus. Your military background, like you said, over 20 years with the U.S. Coast Guard, but you weren't just like a U.S. Coast Guard officer. You were in, we'll just generalize it as security, right? And what was your main focus in that position for all those years?
Well, I was a senior enlisted when I retired. My initial part of the Coast Guard was search and rescue. I did search and rescue for the first part of my career. My second part of my career, I did what we call counter narcotics. Okay, so I served on a counter narcotics and counterterrorism patrol boat, Coast Guard Cutter Aquidneck. I was served on what we call our teams, called TACLET, which stands for Tactical Law Enforcement Team. As a matter of fact, we stood up the first TACLET team. Now it's branched off into so many different things. That's our version of, I guess, what you would know as the Navy SEALs. That's our version of special operations. And I did that, and then I became an instructor down in Yorktown to teach what we learned throughout the years. Through that time, I've been involved in several of major drug busts. Operation Snowcat, which you can actually look up. That was a joint operation between the FBI, DEA, military. Some Navy SEALs were involved in that. Coast Guard was the head organization in that, and that resulted in $2.2 billion worth of cocaine busts.
Not much.
That's not much. Now there's been bigger busts since then, but that was the world record at one point. But that's what I did. I enjoyed it. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about government.
Right.
I learned, as a matter of fact, we're writing a movie based on the book, Not Your Father's Coast Guard.
Oh, wow.
Written by Matthew Mitchell, a lieutenant commander, retired now. The commandant at the time, Admiral Paps, didn't want him to put out the book. But all of us that were involved in those operations were like, yeah, put out the book. People need to hear our story.
Sure.
People need to hear where your tax-paying dollars are going.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that we do that the taxpayers need to know.
Absolutely. But don't we always ask, Don't the taxpayers always say, well, I'm paying all these taxes. Where does my money go?
Exactly.
I mean, absolutely.
And operations like Snowcap and other operations, these are taxpaying dollars that pays for this stuff.
Right.
And, good, bad, or ugly, we're out there doing it. So we just felt that, people needed to know. So there's a book out right now called Not Your Father's Coast Guard. And it's
Right.
a very good read about the drug operations that take place.
Up. And well, apparently that military person didn't want. Oh, there he is. We thought maybe
Actually, a phone call came in just then.
Oh.
But
you see, that's what happens when you're on the verge of divulging
secret information.
Actually, what I'm talking about is all public information. This is all, you can Google all this stuff. But after you retire, like all my guys, and after you retire, we're not afraid to talk about what we did.
Sure.
Like I said, this is taxpaying dollars. And then when you really get involved in government operations, you understand there's a thing called the black budget.
Okay.
That 16% of your taxpaying dollars goes to a black budget. That black budget is a covert budget, things that you don't even know that's going on. Okay. Wow. And so we got kind of wrapped up in that black budget.
Okay.
And that I never even heard of it until we did those operations over in Colombia. But it was an eye opener.
No, it certainly is. I mean, listen, everybody wonders about the government and what we do, and I'm sure there's a huge majority of the public that probably doesn't want to know about what that black budget does for us, because if we did, we'd probably be shaking our heads. But because of that black budget, I'm sure we're a lot safer in a lot of ways in this country and around the world than we might realize.
And that's a good point. And that is exactly what it is. That black budget is actually what got the Coast Guard the training that we needed to operate in Colombia.
Oh, okay.
Because they sent us over there with just 2 weeks of training over at Little Creek, with the Navy SEALs.
Right.
2 weeks of training down in Camp Lejeune, and then another week of training at Camp Perry, up here in near Williamsburg, and then off to Colombia.
Wow.
So we really, it was like a put together, like a dog and pony show of training. Okay.
Right.
Now, by God's grace, the Coast Guard, our commandant at the time then was Admiral Thad Allen. Shout out to Admiral Thad Allen, sharp guy, one of the best commandants the Coast Guard ever had. He got our guys to go to Navy SEAL training, which is called BUDS training. So we had about 22 Coast Guard guys go through BUDS training. I didn't get that opportunity because I had already retired.
Right.
But a lot of the guys went through BUDS training, 22, 8 made it. So we have actually 8 guys right now in our special operations teams that have been through the Navy SEAL BUDS training.
Right.
Okay. So now, since then, the Coast Guard has opened up our own form of BUDS training called ATOC or BTOC. BTOC stands for Basic Tactical Operation Course. ATOC stands for Advanced Tactical Operation Course. Both of those courses take place down in Charleston, South Carolina, at the old Navy base, which the Coast Guard bought once we came under the Department of Homeland Security.
Right on. So it's a good trail there. I'm going to change gears on you, because part of my interviews and shows that I like to do is I like to throw questions out at my guests that have nothing to do with anything, just so that my audience gets to know more about the person behind the interview than just the business or what it is that we chat about. So these are intended to be rapid fire, quick fire answers, first thing that comes to mind kind of thing. Okay. But nothing that'll get anybody in trouble. I promise you. Okay.
That's okay. So, I'm used to trouble.
Right. That's why you and I get along so well. That's why we're used to it. So here's the first question for you. Who is your favorite actor of all time?
Denzel Washington.
I think we actually talked about that. I think
Denzel,
we played around
hands
with this
down.
one.
Hands down. I study him and his things. I studied Denzel Washington for when I'm playing in movie parts.
Oh, wow. Okay. Favorite actress of all time?
Favorite actress of all time, Zoe Saldana.
Oh, okay. Favorite all-time...
Actually, I got 2. Can I say 2?
Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
AJ Johnson. Also, Zoe Saldana and AJ Johnson. AJ Johnson is my actually first cousin.
Oh, well, see, that's a
But
little.
I love her. I love what she
that's
does.
biased.
I love her work.
So that's biased, then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. You know. But actually, I was an entertainer before she was, actually, because I was,
Okay, well, there you
in
go.
a band as a teenager.
Gotcha.
I was entertaining as a teenager.
Favorite all-time movie, so that when it comes on the air, you grab your wife, you grab your favorite popcorn, your favorite adult beverage, you sit down, you don't want to be disturbed by a phone call, a text, nothing. What movie is that for you?
Woo! That's a rough one right there. I have to say The Guardian.
Oh, see, now I can. What a perfect. That is. I could see the perfect match of that movie with your background.
The Guardian.
Absolutely.
When I first watched The Guardian, I shed a tear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'd say The Guardian because it was a piece of my life.
Favorite music genre?
Oh, boy, you asked some good ones, man.
I did not say this would be easy.
Favorite music genre? See, that changes with me, man. I'd say right now it's house. It's South African house music.
Okay. So the last question for this segment that I'll ask you in conjunction with that now, you're driving around town, you come to a red light. Your favorite all-time song that you're going to be bebopping to in your car without worry about whatever anybody on the other side is seeing in your car. You doing this, what song is that for you?
Happy, Pharrell Williams.
See? So exactly. That always
an
is
easy answer.
Exactly.
Happy, Pharrell Williams.
All right, John, let's step aside for our last break of the show. When we come back, I got a few more of those. I want to get into more about Clarence's business, his restaurant, his radio show, whatever, and the TV show, and whatever else he wants to talk about. And I got two more quick stories. One of them is a continuation from last week about the top 10 things to do in Virginia Beach area, and a little nonprofit activity to help support children's cancer that's going on this weekend, actually today. Don't go anywhere. Coast to Coast with Aaron Phillips and Clarence and John and all of you will be right back.
Are you looking for someone to provide training to your staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.
Hi, I'm John P.G. Stiles. Some people call me JPEG. You can probably guess why. I'm the founder and partner at WWDBTV. Does your business need a commercial, or do you already have one and you just want to get the message out there? Do you need a sizzle reel? Do you need an audition tape for a part that you're up for? Or have you ever thought about hosting your own show? Well, this is the place, WWDBTV.
Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you stressed? Remember to take a moment for your mental health. At the Mental Health Moment, we believe in the power of self-care and community support. Our mission is to encourage and empower individuals across generations to prioritize their mental well-being. Through community, awareness, resources, and education, or CARE, we're here to support you every step of the way. Join us at the Mental Health Movement. Visit our website, thementalhealthmoment.org, or follow us on our social media platforms, because your mental health matters. Remember, take a moment for your mental health.
All right, welcome back to Aaron's Hour. By the way, it was nice to see the homeless guy in that commercial do that for the studio. Love that guy. So the nice thing about that commercial, Clarence, you got that. Obviously, that was John. That was a spot that was done for his studio. You got a little sense in the background of what his studio looks like in that commercial. Right. It's terrific. He has shot movies in there. He has shot music videos in there. People go in and record lectures, the whole thing. So if you need anything in the Vegas area or really anywhere across the world that has an internet connection and you want to do a show like what you're watching right now, reach out to John at WWDBTV. Email him, john@WWDBTV.com. All right. So last week I started a list, top 10 things that I found Clarence, about things to do in Virginia Beach. I did 1 through 5. Now we're going to do the bottom 5, and you're more than welcome to share your thoughts, whether you agree with the list or not. Again, it's subjective. This is what this one person put together. So item number 6 that they recommended, and you actually, I think this is the same place you suggested earlier, the Virginia Aquarium and Marine Science Center. Is that the same place?
Absolutely.
That was number 6. They have the Aquarium and Marine Science Museum is located south of Rudy Inlet. It's home to 12,000 animals representing over 70 species. 700. The exhibits in the museum are contained in over 800,000 gallons of water. It's a lot of water.
Yeah.
Number 7 on the list, take an oyster farming boat tour.
Haven't done that.
Well, and I wrote my own little note next to that. Doing the dolphin watching tours. I did that. My family took me on that Saturday of my birthday weekend out, and we did that. That's off of the Rudy Pier out there where they do that. You probably know that.
Right.
Man, the dolphins were in pods of like 3 and 6 all together, and they kept coming up to. I just wanted one to do like a SeaWorld jump, come out, flip right in front of it. Didn't happen, but it was a great time on the boat. It's nice to get out on the water, and but haven't been oyster farming. Never really thought about oysters needing to be farmed. As long as they don't need to be milked, I guess you're okay.
That's why they make so much money.
Yeah, right.
Somebody never thinks about doing it, so they got a monopoly on that game.
Number 8, eat Chesapeake Bay blue crab. That's actually on the list.
Yeah, but it's not just the blue crab, but the fried crab. Wait till you taste the fried crab.
All right. Listen, my zodiac sign's a Cancer. I have to be careful with these crab references. You know what I'm saying? They're my kindred.
Right.
Number 9 was General saying dine on seafood. And here are some of the restaurants that they mentioned. Terrapin Restaurant, Bubba's Seafood Restaurant and Crab House, and Waterman's Surfside Grill were 3 of the restaurants.
Waterman's.
Yeah. Waterman's
right there in the ocean front. That was ground zero of something in the water as well.
Okay.
Shout out to Mike. That's the owner down there.
Okay. We should do a remote show from down there, you and I.
Oh, absolutely. When something in the water comes up, man, you might want to get in the mix down there at Parts Media.
All right. Number 10, ghost crabbing in Virginia Beach. If they're ghost crabs,
I don't even know what that is.
All right, good. A popular way to end the day in Virginia Beach is to go ghost crabbing, a fun after dark activity. All that is required to go ghost crabbing is a torch, sense of adventure, and love of the great outdoors. Well, never heard of a ghost crab. They are iridescent, sand-colored crabs that are approximately 2 inches in diameter, which come out in droves at night. So best place, they say, is anywhere along the Virginia Beach. So those are the last 5. If you want to know what the first 5 were, go back to my show last week right here on the Facebook page. Click under the videos, go to YouTube, go to Roku, and check out what the first 5 were. Okay, let's, let me hit you no, I'm going to save the last questions afterwards. Let's go back to talk about the restaurant that should be having its grand opening soon, yes?
Yes. Poolside Cooking Cafe, Gemmalyn Hewlett. She's amazing entrepreneur here in Hampton Roads. She's my partner with Poolside Cooking TV show. And now she's actually branched out and decided to make a cafe from the show. So she used to own a cafe called We Care Salon Cafe. And, she moved it from one part of Virginia Beach now to where you came on Holland Road now.
Right.
And we're really excited about it. You can experience the outdoors inside. That's the whole kind of concept. It's just a great opportunity to come out, network, and it's a new vibe. It's a new vibe.
And the minute I walked in, I said this to you when we were chatting that day. You feel like you're outdoors. You really do. It's weird to come in from the outside to go inside and still feel like you're outside.
Exactly.
I think I said that right.
You said it correctly.
But it's more than just a restaurant. It's a mini event center. You have a DJ that plays there. You've hosted events already there. So it's not just a restaurant. What is the target date to be open? I think he's getting another phone call.
probably the second week in August.
All right. Well,
You'll be the first to know. You'll be one of the first to know.
And then I think we'll make it happen. And I think I'll have to do a live remote Aaron's hour.
Oh, please do. Please
so
do.
Just get me that info.
Yeah, please do. We would love to have you there. Coast to Coast Live with Aaron Phillips. We would love to have you there.
Well, just get me the details when we're ready, and I'll talk to John, and we'll make it happen for that. So now, talk about your radio show. You do that, 3 times a week? Is that right? Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
Yes, sir. Monday, Wednesday,
at an
Friday.
Ungodly hour. I was going to say at an ungodly hour of 6 a.m.
At an ungodly hour. Oh, no, let's call it a godly hour.
A godly hour. I stand corrected. You're right.
It's a godly hour, you know.
What's the show
it is
about?
early. And it's funny because the guests that I've had on the show, it shows their real dedication. Just like you, when you came on, it shows how dedicated they are, because you got to get up at least by, depending on where you live in Hampton Roads, you got to get up at least by 4 to get there by 6. Yeah. So the people that I've had on the show, from Senator Louise Lucas, Senator Lionel Sproul, Congresswoman Elena Loria, all kinds of gospel entertainers, it all showed how dedicated they are, because they get there at 6.
Absolutely.
They get there at 6 a.m. And, they do an hour show with me.
Last Friday, when I was invited to show up, I even beat Clarence there, ladies and gentlemen.
You sure did. You sure did. I love that. I love it when our people beat us there. I love it. I love it.
What's the old saying? If you're 5 minutes early, that's better. That's better than being on time, because you're late if you're on time, right?
That's the old military saying. When you're on time, you're late.
That's right. But and where can people listen to the show for you?
On air, terrestrial. We're still over the air. 95.3 FM in the Hampton Roads area. We're also streaming on www.WPCE1400.com. And you can also hear us on the good old AM, 1400 AM.
But you also stream live. You stream live, though, on Instagram.
I stream live on my Facebook page, Crusade for Christ Facebook page. I also stream live on Coastal Concepts Agency on TikTok and on Instagram.
Right on. What do you miss most? Well, I was going to say, what do you miss most about the entertainment industry? I mean, you're still in it now in a different way, than you were.
Right. It's funny. I'm back in front of the camera and behind the mic now, so I'm told I did a reverse.
We see, I said, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, what I found out about me is I can't get out the entertainment business if I paid my way out of it.
He's pulling you back in.
God, and something always brings me back in the entertainment business. So, and by God's grace, I understand my purpose in life, and that's media and entertainment. Right. That's my purpose. Sometimes you fight your purpose because if things don't go well, or things just don't seem to pan out. Right. But God kind of sees otherwise, and he says, no, this is where you belong. Okay. And so from that, because I didn't ask for either one. Like I told you before, I didn't ask for radio, and I don't even have an air check tape, Aaron. Okay. I don't even have an air check tape, and I've been on radio 5 years now. Okay. And television.
When I get asked that, that drives me crazy. When I get asked for that stuff, I'm like, just go online. Let me send you a link to my show. What air check shit do you need? I got shows all over the world. It's
right. It's funny, and all the and when I get these awards, I'm in a room with guys that've been on radio for like 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
And I just feel like a boot camp. I'm like the little kid on the block. I mean, the guy that relieves me in the morning has been in radio for 50 years.
Yeah.
Okay, Don Easton. Shout out to Don. That's my radio guru, actually. So I go to him for questions and everything like that.
Right. It's just sort of funny. Like you said, you try to get out of it, but something always pulls you back in. And you and I
always pulls you back.
I started doing this almost 19 years ago, purely off an ad on Craigslist.
Wow.
And I've learned how to do what I do by trial and error, practice. But one thing I've always done, and I have my hard drive here and everything my voice is on, I have recorded. I go back and watch shows so I can critique them like an audience person would. And that's how I've sort of honed my craft over these 19 years. Now, over the last couple of years, I'm trying to do things like you in front of the camera. You want to expand the horizons. So last week, going into your studio, and I said this to you, it's so hard as a guy who's used to asking the questions to
Right.
sit there and be the answerer, as now you and I reverse those roles from last week. It's
Right.
very hard for us seasoned veterans, folks, to switch that role because we like to be in control of the situation and what's happening. Right. He didn't know I'm going to ask my normal generic questions. I didn't purposely do that with everybody. I don't tell anybody about that part because I want the real genuine response to those silly questions after we talk about all the business and fun stuff about what you guys do. Shout out to Patrick Frazee, who's watching on YouTube, which is rare for him. He's usually watching on Facebook. But Patrick, good to see you, buddy. We got to catch up soon. Chief is out there. Mr. Thomas Glenn, Navy man, a good friend. And I'm glad my homies from back in Vegas are chiming in to watch as well. All right. One last piece of business about what's going on. I mentioned this earlier. Lemonade to squeeze out childhood, ladies and gentlemen. That today, weather permitting, help fighting cancer. The Anthem Lemonade stands will be popping up all over the Hampton Roads area.
We have them at Poolside Cooking Cafe.
Oh, you have one there?
Yes, we'll have one there tomorrow, 1 o'clock.
Excellent. I'm glad I'm bringing this up. Volunteer Denise Love, she packed all the bags that were picked up at CHKD in Norfolk yesterday. The packages include pitcher cups, lemonade stickers, information on blood disorders, and what every penny. Chief, buddy, good to see you, my friend. We'll catch up. I want to know how you're feeling. Organizers expect over 300 stands that will be popping up in the Hampton Roads area. Each cup purchase helps provide medical care and specialty treatments for the more than 500 cancer patients CHKD follows from newborns through to their mid-20s. Donation, no set price. You can do $1, you can do $20, you can do $100, whatever you want. And all the money goes right back into the Cancer and Blood Disorder Center. Nothing is taken out for admin costs, absolutely nothing. CHKD has so far raised over $1 million with all of their lemonade events. If the weather's bad, though, look for the stands during the week or next weekend as well. But it looks like it may be holding. You've got yours. By the way, look who just popped up in our chat room. I don't know if you have the chat up. Miss Keita Williams is in.
Keita, what's up, girl?
Room.
Yeah, thank you for the connect, Keita.
Absolutely. I have goosebumps. Yeah. I don't know if you can see my hair standing up. Well, I guess
I got goosebumps too.
Keita, love you, darling. This is probably one of the best connections I've ever been asked to connect with in my life. So this is tremendous.
Oh, wow.
So thank you, Keita.
I'm honored.
Absolutely. So, all right, we're just about running out of time, but go help. You see a lemonade stand, go do what you can. Every penny is going to childhood cancer help. All right, a couple more questions for you. We'll wrap up and get out of everybody's way. So here you go. Here's a couple of your questions. Bucket list vacation that you still want to do someday.
Ghana, Africa.
Perfect. By yourself or take your spouse?
Oh, my wife told me, I just got my updated passport and, my wife said, okay, that's great, but you're not going nowhere without me. And I get it. I couldn't go anywhere without her. Got to have my sidekick with me. Got to have my wife.
Absolutely. Favorite all-time car, assuming you don't already have it, that you would like to see parked in your driveway someday?
F-150.
Oh, any particular color or?
I used to like the black, but I'm beginning to like this new color that's out now. It's almost like a greenish gray. It's a weird color, but yeah, okay. F-150, man. I love the F-150.
Right. There you go. Like that one. Favorite meal, top to bottom, starting with an appetizer.
Fried chicken.
For appetizer, entree, dessert.
Appetizer, meal, everything. Fried
so
chicken.
What would be your adult beverage of choice to have with your fried chicken?
Iced tea with extra lemon.
Okay. Very cool. Very standard stuff, but hey, that's cool. Like it. All right.
Iced tea with extra lemon.
Couple more. I think I already know the answer to this question because of an earlier answer you gave me, but I'll ask it anyway. If a movie were made about your life, who would you want to see play you in that movie?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Ooh, I'm wrong. I thought for sure you would have bounced with Denzel.
I know Denzel. I would love Denzel, but that's not what that wouldn't be my choice. I would
Okay.
probably choose.
I have one in
that-
mind.
I would choose that guy that played in what's the Rocky movie? The new guy? God, what's the name of it?
Creed, the son?
Creed.
Oh, okay.
Creed.
Yeah, he was in Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
also.
Michael somebody. Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
There you
Not
go.
Michael Jordan.
Not Michael Jordan, not the basketball player.
He's such a huckleberry.
Michael B. Jordan. Michael B.
Jordan. There you go.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. We
I
love
wrote
him
down-
to play.
I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to see if I get it. You see the name on my pad?
I can't see that from here.
Morgan Freeman is who I wrote down for you.
Oh God, Morgan.
Well, exactly.
Freeman.
He was
Oh.
God. Come on now.
Oh, okay. If you want to relate it like that,
You see where I'm going here?
I get it. I got you. Okay, I got you. I like that. I like
All
that.
right. One last question, and I'll let you off the hot seat for that. And this is the only serious question I ask of that series. When the day comes, and it's going to be a long time from now, you are standing at the pearly gates, and the maitre d' is there to welcome you in. What is it you want to hear them say to you upon entering?
You did what you were supposed to do.
Excellent.
Welcome.
Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. You are off the hot seat for those questions. We are just about out of time. So let me do this, my friend. Take about a minute or two. Let's wrap up how people can get in touch with you, the restaurant, the radio show, where they can find you, social media, and reminding everybody, keep an eye out because Clarence and Aaron, we've got something up our sleeves that'll be coming out to you real soon. Go ahead. Take it away.
Yes, man. Well, you can find me all over social media, TikTok, the Coastal Concepts Agency, Instagram, Coastal Concepts Agency, Poolside Cooking TV Show on Instagram, Crusade for Christ on Facebook. My website is the Coastal Concept. Well, what is it? CoastalConceptsUSA.com, which I got to update. We are Wet Life Adventures, WetLifeAdventures.com. We do rent out jet skis, boats, yachts in the summertime. As a matter of fact, I got to prepare for a party today at 3. And our phone number is 757-637-1007, and our extension is 1001.
So that's one thing we didn't mention was the water business. So I'm glad you mentioned that. Not only water ski, but you also pilot that you captain boats too.
You're right. I'm the captain, and I train captains too.
There you go. Love it.
I just got one guy that's running parties on his own now. A guy named Don Hayward. Shout out to Don. He's doing great.
All right.
And that's what I do, man. I train guys how to run boats, and most of all, be safe.
Absolutely. Keita just says, I guess Keita's coming into town in a couple of weeks based on her last message. So if she doesn't hit us up for us all to get together, she's banned from
we got to
coming
all
back.
get together, Keita. Definitely.
If she doesn't let us know,
get
I'm banning her from ever coming back to Virginia Beach if she doesn't let us know.
Yes, definitely. Then maybe we ought to have a pool party.
Well, there you go. Well, why not go out on one of your boats?
Or that too.
Let's go out on one of your boats. But we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
My friend Clarence, thank you so much for joining me today. You are the first guest in my new home in Virginia Beach as going coast to coast. And I'll tell you what, anybody else I have on after this is going to have a hard act to follow, my friend. Thank you so very much for spending some time with me.
Thank you, brother.
Clarence Khalil, Neely Johnson. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. All right, that's it for this week's show. I'm going to simply close by saying this. Be kind to everybody. Why? We are all we have. We'll see you next week right here. Aaron Zara with Aaron Phillips, Coast to Coast. Thank you for watching.